Hi all, welcome to Cook for Fun. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Today's recipe is of butterscotch cake. If you do like this recipe, don't forget to like this video too. So first, let's look how the butterscotch praline is made. For this, we need 3/4 cups of cashew and almond. Then roast it. After the nuts has been roasted, put them into a grinder and crush it, then leave it aside. Next, into a pan add 3/4 cups of sugar. Wait for the sugar to caramelize. Once it starts melting, start mixing it. Mix it till the sugar is fully melted. Then add 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Then mix them all together. Once it has been mixed, add the crushed nuts into it and mix them all together very well. After it has been mixed very well, pour it into a butter paper or a parchment paper and wait for it to cool down. After cooling them down, break it into smaller pieces. Then move them into a grinder and crush them. Once crushed, our crushed butterscotch praline is ready. Next, let's look how the butterscotch syrup is made. For this, into a pan add 1 cup of sugar. Then wait for it to melt. Once it starts melting, start mixing it. After the sugar has been fully melted, add 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter and mix it. After it has been mixed, add half a cup of heavy cream and mix it again. Finally, add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and mix it too. So now our butterscotch syrup is also ready. Next, let's move on to the butterscotch cake. For this, into a sieve, add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then sieve it at least 2 to 3 times. Next, into 4 room temperature egg yolks, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla or butterscotch extract. Add a pinch of salt to 4 room temperature egg white and start mixing it in a stand mixer. Once it turns white in color, add half a cup of white sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, little by little at a time. If you don't have brown sugar, you could add a 1/4 cup of white sugar. After adding all the sugar, mix it until it gets stiff. Once it is stiff, start mixing it again. This time, while mixing it, add the egg yolks one by one at a time. Once it has been fully mixed, take it out of the stand mixer. Into a quarter cup of room temperature milk, add a quarter cup of oil and mix it. Next, mix the batter and start adding the dry ingredients little by little at a time and mix it all together. Take a little from the batter and pour it into the mixed milk and oil. Then mix this very well. Once it has been mixed, pour this into the batter. Pour little by little at a time. Then continue by adding the dry ingredients little by little at a time, as well as the liquid little by little at a time. Then mix it all together very well. Once it has been mixed very well, pour it into the baking pan that is covered with parchment paper. Then tap it on the table as well as use a toothpick and swirl it through the batter and tap it to release air bubbles. Then bake it for 25 minutes in a preheated oven at 350 Fahrenheit. Once baked, our butterscotch cake is also ready. Wait for it to cool down. Once it has cooled down, take off the parchment paper. This is a very soft cake too. Next, let's whip the whipping cream. For this, into a stand mixer bowl, add 2½ cups of whipping cream. Then start whipping it. Then add 3/4 cups of icing sugar. You could add more sugar if you want it to be more sweet. Mix it until it gets stiff. Once it is stiff, add 1 tablespoon of butterscotch syrup. Add half a tablespoon of butterscotch syrup into the sugar syrup too and mix them. Then, after slicing the cake into two, we can start the butterscotch cake designing. hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like as well as subscribe if you haven't yet and hit the bell icon. Thank you.